Market Days has been hosted in Wimberley since its modest beginning in 1964. The Lions Club event has grown into the second largest outdoor market in Texas. Shoppers can browse a wide selection of products, including clothing, handmade crafts, antiques, furniture, food, and more, at the nearly 500 booths that are set up. After being closed last month due to the coronavirus, market organizers regrouped to implement extra precautions to keep both shoppers and sellers safe. Vendors are relieved the selling platform is again available, and they are willing to abide by the tighter restrictions.
A lot of vendors out here, they depend on this for their income. I do it more for fun. Yes, it helps bring in a little extra, but there are a lot of people over here that's really been hurting since it hasn't been running. You know, it's actually part of their income.
In addition to providing economic opportunities for vendors, the Market Days weekend also gives guests a chance to experience activities that have been denied from them for several months.
I think that it's important for people to get back to a sense of normalcy. I think a lot of people are feeling disconnected and unhappy, and this is one way, being an open air environment, that we could safely have people interact with one another and hopefully just boost the morale.
Going forward, organizers hope to bring back live entertainment to the event. The next Wimberley Market Days will be held the first weekend of November and December, depending on how COVID-19 is affecting the region then. For Bobcat Update, I'm Grace-Erin Cooksey.
The Meadow Center at Texas State is now partially open to the public. The center will be running its glass-bottom boat tours at 50% capacity to ensure social distancing can be accommodated. The tours are now on a reservation-only basis, meaning guests are required to schedule in advance online. To maximize safety, visitors are required to wear masks, and guides are using extra cleaning protocols after each tour. While the indoor Discovery Hall remains closed, the Meadow Center is opening outdoor operation and resuming its spring lake diving operations.
In preparation for the rec center's reopening, many areas of the facility were rearranged to ensure social distancing guidelines would be followed. Some programs required additional planning and procedures to follow safety protocols. Group exercise classes present a specific set of challenges when it comes to implementing social distancing practices.
I think for us, one of the challenges was what it was going to look like in the logistics. We had to, in a way, quickly retrain our instructors, like what equipment they would even have access to, and even just the placement of the mats and where people would stand to allow them to be able to still do their workout and move without running into other people's space.
To give students the option to stay at home, the rec center is also making live Zoom classes available to students with group fitness passes. While these classes are aimed for optimal social distancing and convenience for students, virtual classes made it necessary for the instructors to adapt quickly to the program changes.
Learning how to cope with teaching in my own personal space was definitely a big challenge. I'm very much used to having like a big classroom that's specifically set up for me to teach. So it has like mirrors, it has a microphone, it has its own speaker, but I kind of had to improvise that for my own when I was at home.
Because of safety concerns associated with group exercise, the rec center will continue to take extra precautions. The goal is to allow students the opportunity to stay active and healthy during the pandemic while also staying safe. For Bobcat Update, I'm Grace-Erin Cooksey.
We end today's newscast by showing you some of the beauty at a special place in Austin. The Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center is hosting its annual fall plant sale, but this year, shoppers can expect some changes. The sale is usually scheduled for a single weekend. However, this season, the Wildlife Center is spreading it across 9 weekends. Guests are required to reserve a time slot online to help the staff monitor capacity. The Wildflower Center features many plants native to Texas, including succulents, grasses, perennials, wetland plants, shrubs, and trees. The sale occurs each weekend through November 22nd.
The creative talents talents of students in Texas State's Department of Theater and Dance were on display this week for the costume program's Regency Ball. The ball showcased character design and garment construction during what was called the Regency period between 1811 and 1820. All pieces were designed and created by students in the costume design program. The exhibition, on display Thursday and Friday, featured renderings, stitching, draping, and fittings. Faculty organized the occasion to help advanced students enhance their technical skills at a time when onstage performances are limited due to COVID-19.
The perfect weather?
Summer.
Summer.
Oh, winter, 100%.
Definitely summer.
Winter weather, because it's cool out. I'm more active during the winter, and it's just, I have a better time.
Like 80s, low 80s, yeah.
It'd be like 78, 79.
Mid-50s, mid-40s to mid-50s. Sun out, not cloudy, because then it's probably going to be windy outside and just horrible. And hopefully not raining, because then that just sucks.
75 to 90.
55 and sunny, and just where you can still swim, still go run, and just feel great outside, not sweat too much.
I would go to the river and lay out, maybe have like a picnic or something, and just float the river.
It'd be kind of cloudy with a little bit of a breeze. I'd probably go to like the water park or the river, something like that, maybe an amusement park.
Honestly, just going outside, because, it's too hot outside. You don't want to go outside. Like 100 degrees outside here in Texas in the summer. I want to stay inside all day. That's what winter's for, going outside and, doing some actual activities, besides, a swimming pool.
Probably read a book at the park, have some coffee, then probably go home, watch a movie.
Sunny, 50 degrees, kayaking, maybe hiking, just real chill.
One thing that's really sad is when people say that the circus is dying or it's dead. I think that is absolutely not true. I think that the circus is changing. I'm Samantha Kulinski. I am what would be considered a circus school person versus somebody who was born into the circus. And my husband is an 8th generation circus performer. Some people don't think it's a real job, and some people think, okay, when are you going to settle down and start a real life? And this is my real life. It's of course not for everyone, but for the people who do it, you couldn't imagine it any other way. A day in a circus life is always different. I work pretty much every day because I'm always practicing. Circus performers and circus workers work really hard. People wear multiple hats, and it's because we're passionate about our art. That cliche saying where if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. Of course, I work, but I love it so much that it doesn't matter, and I'm thrilled that I can devote my life to something that I'm so passionate about. Circus is an opportunity to share love with the world, to share inspiration and excitement, and is a way for the global community to share with each other and to marvel in the incredible abilities of what humans can do when they work together and when you practice and when you devote your life to something. And I think that is something that we all have in common, no matter where we're from, no matter what language we speak. We can all understand that somebody flipping through the air is an incredible feat of the human body. In this day and age, there's a lot of negativity out in the world, and I think it is an incredible gift to be able to share our passion and to be able to bring happiness and joy to people's lives.
The Tavern in the Greens celebrated Oktoberfest with live entertainment, traditional German food, themed apparel, and specialty beer. But the recent spike in COVID-19 cases in Comal County means the event will not carry forward to the next weekend. This past weekend seemed a success, though. The newly renovated event center was used to host the festival. One popular aspect of the gathering was
the beer.
Organizers tried to keep the event safe for everyone by limiting ticket sales and by using an open-air environment.
And when we realized that Wurstfest had been canceled, we decided to call a bunch of the organizations that usually make their annual fundraising off of Wurstfest and see if they wanted to park cars and make money. So the Lions Club, the Moms of New Braunfels, the Little League, they're all going to come and park the cars, and whatever proceeds they make are theirs. And then we have the bands, and so we just wanted to bring some community happiness and kind of make up for a little bit of the Wurstfest loss.
Organizers say they'll plan to resume the festival next year when they hope the pandemic will no longer be a factor. For Bobcat Update, I'm Grace-Erin Cooksey.